story and we act it out. We chose one of our favorites to show you today. So we're going to get in position for our play and then we'll be all set. Okay, so who wants to be the peddler? Okay, stand up, peddler. Come on over here. Peddlers, come down here. Can Jacob run you? Good. Okay, so monkey, peddler, come on.
Yeah, you can
No, come on, it's a monkey. All right. So, our story is called Cats for Sale. Once upon a time, there was a group of peddlers, and they said, "Hello."
Hello.
These peddlers sold cats, and they kept them all on top of their heads. Show them how high that pile of cats is. Wow.
Yeah.
One day, they were walking through the town, and they said, "Cats, cats for sale. 50 cents a cat." But they couldn't sell any cats, and they were very sad. Show them how sad you are. So they decided to go for a walk in the country. While they were walking, they found a tree, and they said, "That looks like a good place for a nap." So they very carefully sat down with their caps on their head and fell asleep sitting up. Good. While they were sleeping, a bunch of monkeys came and took the caps of the peddlers and put them on their own heads. Good. The peddlers woke up, did a big stretch, and stood up. When they stood up, they checked to make sure their caps were still on their head and said, "Oh no, my caps are gone." They looked that way and said,
No cat.
They looked that way and said,
No cat.
They looked down on the ground,
No cat.
and then they looked up into the tree. They saw all the monkeys with the caps, and the monkeys said, "Ooh." The peddlers stared at the monkeys. The monkeys stared at the peddlers. The peddlers didn't know what to do. Finally, they shook their fingers and said,
You monkeys, give back my cat.
but the monkeys just shook their fingers and said, well, this made the peddler angry. Show them how angry you are. Oh, my goodness. Well, the peddler shook both his fists and said,
You monkeys, give back my cat.
but the monkeys just shook their fists and said, well, the peddler was so angry now. So they stomped both their feet and said, but the monkeys just stomped their feet and said, well, the peddler just didn't know what to do. So he took off his own cap that the monkeys had left on their heads and threw them on the ground. Then the monkeys took off their caps and threw them on the ground. Quickly, the peddler picked up all of their caps and put them back on their head and walked back to town and said, Caps for sale. 50 cents a cap. And then everybody in the town wanted a cap. And all the townspeople said, I want one. Can I have one? And the peddler sold all of their caps that day. The end. So one hand in front, one hand back. Take your pound. Come down here, take flash pictures. Now, boys and girls, you stay on the line. Now, remember our poses we practiced? Let's do a beautiful smiling pose first. A happy smiling pose. Good.
It's taking video.